Alright, so I took this outside because sometimes as you heat this stuff up, it can get pretty smelly. Hopefully it doesn't smoke because that's bad. But for those of you who haven't done this before, it's basically a simple process. What I've got here is a heat gun, and I also have a metal scraper. Some people like to use plastic, but I know that I'm going to be sanding and filling and priming and everything anyway, so I'm not that worried about it. So basically what you do, turn it on, and you kind of work in small areas, and you just heat this stuff up until you start to see it maybe bubble. I'm hoping it will, unless this stuff is truly just rock hard and too thick to do anything. But just try to find an edge, work it under, and just start scraping away. But this might take a while, guys. Let's see if anything comes up. Nope, it's just chipping off. It's not even, holy moly. Oh man. It's not even melting. Okay, I might have to go with the chemical route. That's a bummer. I mean, what is this stuff? I guess it's polyurethane, but it must be like catalyzed to heck and gone. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to give this a little bit more time, try to heat it up a little bit more, and we'll see what happens. All right. Oh, okay. Well, that's a little better. Okay. Progress. I can tell this is going to take a long time, but okay. Well, I'm just going to keep going, and I'll let you know how it goes here. It's almost just sort of, whoa, that part it wasn't even hot. Okay. It's almost like it can flake off of the wood itself. If I can get an edge up under there, it just sort of shatters off like a record. Huh. What I have a feeling is I'm going to be doing a lot of this, and then I'm going to go back and use a random orbital sander and get the rest off. I'd really rather not use chemicals on this thing if I can avoid it. Okay. All right, so I'll see you guys later. I'll check back in. Okay, so minor disaster. I was scraping across here, and this wood is incredibly thin and just snapped right the heck off. I'm not that worried about it. I'll be able to put it back in, but yeah. So if you see that, that's the thin wood. It's about maybe a 1/4 inch here, and it just came right completely off. So I'm just going to save that piece, and I'll be able to glue that back together, get it nice and snug, and everything else. But for now, I'm just going to keep going with what I'm doing. Good times. Well, all right, here we go. Got the top done. Obviously, I've got a lot of sanding and filling to do, that kind of thing. There was one piece of tear out. I have no idea what kind of wood this is. It could be plywood for all I know. They kept saying that maybe it was beech, but I can't tell. But you can see that there's a line of tear out. I got a really big chunk and it just came right up, and it took some of the wood with it. Again, I'm going to be doing filler on all this stuff, so I'm not that worried. I'm going to be doing a solid color. I'm not going to do the natural wood. So I would call this a success so far. So I'm going to go ahead and do the back. And I really don't know what I'm going to do about the sides. The sides can be problematic because when you start gouging things, again, I can fill it, but I would like it to not be that much work for myself. So we'll see. More later. All right, so as you can see, making some progress. It's interesting, there are some areas that come off much easier than others. But really the consistency of this stuff, like when I heat it up, it doesn't really melt, it just gets looser. It's almost, I think I said it before, but it feels almost like it's encased in a vinyl record. So as you can see, there are areas that just sort of come right off. There are other areas where it's just really, I'm less like peeling it away than I am just sort of chipping it away. Now, I have done some damage over here, but again, I think I've beaten that horse. But like over here, it's really, really stuck. So, okay, let's see what that does. And the wood underneath here is pretty soft. I mean, that's why I'm seeing some tear out. Yep, some just happened right there. I'm gonna be, like I said, covering this with a base coat of primer, a sanding sealer primer. Sand it, wet sand it, and then color it, and then I'm going to lacquer on top. So, I used to use polyurethane only, but I learned my lesson. I like working with lacquer much better. Okay, so this is starting to pull up. Gotta be careful there. And this is kind of stuck on. So I'm gonna keep going with the heat gun. Oh, see over here, it likes to come up until about there. So, anyway, you get the point. I'm just gonna keep on going. All right, success. That was hard. For some reason, it was adhered to the back much more than it was to the front. So you can see I've got some tear out. Again, like some pretty big strips here, here, and here, but no matter. The big question is, what am I gonna do with these sides? It's just the same thickness, and I'm worried about messing up these contours. I may actually have to switch to sanding to get this done. Maybe I'll scrape the flats but leave the actual corners and try to sand those. We'll see.